Ladies and gentlemen, it's been nearly 3 weeks since you've heard the eloquent, delectable voice of the gentlemanly gamer, and now he returns with his old captain, Zane Taicho, to present Undisputed Nerds. Hello, everybody! It's me, I'm back!
Wow,
Fresh
what
from
an
the
intro.
Americas. Yeah, thanks, Zane, thanks. Don't talk over that wonderful intro, how dare you? Jesus. Guys, it's Undisputed Nerds, where we take a light-hearted look at this week's comic, movie, news, television, games, and anything we feel like talking about really at the time. As the intro addressed, I am the Gentlemanly Gamer. I'm back from my holiday in the Americas, and I am here with Zane. Zane, you do something now.
Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
He's fresh from the Taicho show. That's where he got that from. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Zane, I've been gone for a while. We all saw your live streamed best and worst of the year. Interesting choices, might I say. I don't know if I approve of all of them, but hey, listen, you're the captain, you're the showrunner. So I go with the flow. Did you have a nice time without me? Did you miss me? That's what I want to know, really.
I'm gonna bear my heart out. Yes, I did miss you. It was it feels weird. It's like there's an emptiness. Like, we normally have our chats and stuff,
That's
and it's
it.
just
Come
kind
on.
of like, oh.
Feed the ego. That's what I like to hear. Thank you. That's lovely. Oh.
What do I do now? Just play Pokemon? Oh. Even that's like shoddy.
I missed you too when I was rich and entrenched in the American foods. I thought to myself as I was just gorging on pumpkin pie over Thanksgiving, I really wish Zane was here to watch me do this. No, I missed you too, my friend. I did miss you too. I was, it felt weird. It felt weird coming around to the day of the week that we normally record this on and me not recording it. That's how entrenched in my life this has become. Where it's just like at one point I said to my partner, "Oh God, I've got to get ready because I've got the podcast later." And she's like, "What are you talking about?"
Even my other half was like, "Don't you have the podcast tonight?" And I'm like, "Not tonight, no."
There you go. Yeah. You were like, "He's left me. He's gone. He's run away and broken my heart.
I don't want to talk about it.
I can't take it." But yes, I had a very nice time in America. We had a brief conversation off air beforehand. We'll let listeners in on it, and I kind of caught you up on some of the things. I had a very nice time in America. It's a lovely place. Thank you to those of you listening who put up with me whilst I was over there. I love you all very much. Yeah, God, I'll tell you what, mate. Though the one thing that drove me crazy about being in America.
Yeah.
Let me prefix this with, I really did have genuinely the best holiday, one of the best holidays I've ever had, and I was very relaxed. Didn't really want to come back to work and all this other kind of stuff, but hey ho, anyway. But I think you know me. Well, you certainly know me very well, and listeners to the show might know that I'm not exactly an avid fan of the sport known as football. If you are listening and you do watch football and you do enjoy football, much respect and power to you. Love that. Keep going with it. It's never been something that I've enjoyed, really. I do have a certain sense of nationalistic pride where I go, yeah, if England's playing, then I'm all for it. Yeah, come on, England, woohoo! But really, I can't stand the game. And whenever I go to America, the nice thing about going to America normally for me is that I can escape people's scornful looks as if I'm less than a man for not enjoying football. So I'm going over there thinking, oh, well, they'll talk about American football, but then I can just do the old British of, oh, I don't really know about it. Oh, I'm sorry. And then we get over there and it is World Cup fever, Zane.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Absolute World Cup fever. Both my brother-in-laws are talking about it. They're bearing in mind, I'm English. This should be like my it's like Mastermind, my specialty subject. And I'm sitting there as they're just talking about all this stuff. And I'm just, it's like, oh, did you see the free kick they did the other? Oh, it's amazing. I'm like, yes, it was very good, wasn't it? I liked it when he kicked it into the penalty box. And I genuinely was so out of my depth, and I was just like, oh, this is why I can't do football at work. I don't want to come and do it with my family now. And then when we find out that it was going to be England versus USA, oh dearie me, Zane. Oh dearie me. I mean, July 4th happened all over again. I'm still half convinced my father-in-law is thinking that he kicked me out of the country because they didn't lose to me.
Because it was a draw.
It was a draw. Yeah, exactly. So yeah. Anyway, so that was slightly awkward. But once it died down that they realised I knew nothing about football and I was not really English for knowing that, it all went very well and it was all very good.
I bet they were like, accusation. He's not really British.
There he is. There he is. I mean, nothing really happened. I don't think whilst I was gone. There wasn't any new trailers or anything. Nothing. No new shows dropped. I didn't miss the finale of Andor or anything. No, nothing happened. Right? No.
Don't be silly.
No, I'm turning into Palpatine for the night. No.
What did you think of Andor? Did you catch the end?
I haven't caught up on it yet. I'm on episode 11 out of 12. So I've seen... Yeah, we won't go into it because I don't want to drop spoilers without any kind of warnings on the show. But I've seen the penultimate episode. It's so... that series is so good. This isn't a spoiler, but I've been... Ever since a certain episode, I've been joking with my friend when we talk online and just been going, I can't swim. For those of you who have seen it, will know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's just floods into my head all the time now. I can't swim.
I had this epiphany the other day, and I was like, this is the only Star Wars show I think that has the balls to have someone die of a stroke.
Oh, jeez.
If across the whole thing.
Wow, you went dark. We're only 7 minutes in and you've gone super dark already. Yes, you are correct. I think that is the only...
It's the only Star Wars media I've known people dying of natural causes and not
What are you talking about?
Laser sword or
What are you talking about? Obi-Wan died of evaporation. That's a real thing. That could happen. I mean, I guess it's your definition of what's real, because you can get chopped in half and die.
I mean, you could.
He didn't actually die, though, did he?
No.
Oh God, yeah. Well, no, you make a very good point. I think that. I mean, I'm not sure if that's the accolade they're going for.
No,
most realistic, real life death.
But then I've seen people complain that there's bricks and screws in this show, and it's kind of like, what? Come on,
what?
Yeah,
what are you talking about? That's just weird. I don't like that. I don't like that argument. No, the bit it's that they've done something amazing. Well, something awesome with that show. Again, not wanting to spoil anything, but so Cassian's, let's call her mum, in this has a droid. And that droid is the most sympathetic droid I have ever encountered in any Star Wars medium. And I
in that desk again.
I am, yeah, sorry. I love that droid so much, man. And I can't even remember what his name is, but he's just so sweet and great. He's like a dog, and it's it broke, when I was watching episode 11, it broke my heart watching that episode. It was so it was so tough to watch, but yeah, it's amazing. Andor, for a show that we thought you and I were slating and thinking it was going to be terrible, it is hands down probably one of, if not the best Star Wars shows they've ever done. It's just incredible. It's absolutely so amazing.
So good.
But yeah. The other thing to mention was I read Devil's Reign.
You finished it?
I finished it. Yeah, I read it in one sitting. It was all right. It wasn't. Yeah. It didn't set my world on fire as much as I thought it would. But it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Again, I won't go into spoilers or anything. I like that they included a a certain somebody who doesn't necessarily get the limelight very often in terms of villains.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
you know who I mean. I'm sure you know who I
I
mean.
think I know who you mean.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. He loves the color purple. Yeah, him. So yeah. Anyway, I enjoyed it. It wasn't incredible, but I enjoyed it, and I liked the setup that they did for who is now the mayor of New York and stuff like that. That was cool. And then whilst I was out in the States, this one's for you, Zane, because not many people will be able to do it. I bought that.
Yeah. It's on my Amazon wish list. That
is this new?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I was like,
fairly new.
yeah, I mean, as new as a graphic novel, which is a collection of comics, can be. But like, yeah, I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh man, I really love Earth. Sorry, it's War for Earth 3 for those people who are listening and not watching us. Yeah, it's Earth 3 is the one where it's got all the inverse Justice League, basically. So it's Ultraman and Owlman and Superwoman instead of, and they're all bad versions. It's the Injustice Society. And then for like I don't quite get what's happened, but all I saw was like Amanda Waller is trying to like take over Earth 3, and then it's like, and the Justice League have to stop her, or not the whole Justice League, but like it just looked really interesting. I was like, I'm having it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the only book I bought whilst I was over there, because then I bought a load of nerd T-shirts like the one I'm wearing now. I finally got a Hellfire Club shirt. Finally,
hey.
Season 5, guys. Season 5. It's coming soon. So yeah, have you been reading anything recent?
Reading wise, not so much. Like I've had to do. So there's this podcast I do called Undisputed Anime, and yeah,
I've never heard of that one.
It's niche. It's very niche.
Right, not very popular. I got you. Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
But so there's been a lot of things to kind of watch and review this season. So, for example, it's funny you should mention the World Cup, because there's an actual football anime that started called Blue Lock, and just
sorry, was the creator of it somebody who hates me, and they just thought, I'm going to take the two things that Gent hates the most in the world, anime and football, and combine them?
well, here's the thing. Like,
I don't hate those two things most in the world, just by the way, for the record. I don't hate anime at all. Football,
so both me and my co-host Susude don't enjoy football neither. We're not, it's not our sport to follow. So I've decided to jump in and watch it, and it's really good. But here's the creepy thing. I say creepy, it's kind of synergy, I guess. It's so popular that the Japanese football team have the same kit as the characters in the anime/manga. And what's even more crazy is that their last match to win their group stage, the goals were identical to a match in the actual anime series.
It's like The Simpsons being able to see the future with like Trump coming down the stairs and stuff. Like, that's what it is. It's the equivalent of. That's amazing. That is absolutely brilliant. I love it. I love that.
Yeah, there's these weird like things that are happening.
Strange parallels.
The whole purpose behind the story is that it's about a group of footballers who are preparing for the World Cup. They're these like under 21-year-olds getting ready for, the tournament of a lifetime. But yeah,
the tournament of a lifestyle and a lifetime, both of them. That's how it sounds like. That's amazing. For those of you viewers listening, by the way, because obviously Zane said that it's not his favorite sport. For those of you wondering what his favorite sport is, it's beach volleyball. Anyway, moving on. Both playing and watching. He's got very strong wrists. So, Zane, moving on. This week, what are we going to be talking about this week, my friend?
This week, we have decided to talk about a little special that came out called the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas Special.
Now, this is officially, I got it wrong previously when I said Werewolf by Night, was it? This is officially the end of Phase 4.
I thought Wakanda Forever was.
Yeah. No, oh, yeah. I thought Wakanda. Yeah, no, I said it was Wakanda Forever, didn't I? Yes, I was incorrect. I'm sorry. This is officially the end of Phase 4. This is the last thing that will be in Phase 4. So we'll be talking about that. But guys, you've missed it. I've missed it, and I know Zane's missed it. Zane, quick question for you: is
Mhm.
Danny still tied up in your basement?
So I had to let him go because he had to work on a show called Wednesday. I don't know if you caught
What?
that.
Okay, but you got him back in for this week, right?
I got him back. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
good. Thank
yeah,
God for
yeah.
that. All right, do you mind just giving Danny a shout and get us in the mood for Batman 360 No Scope?
Danny? Yeah, play it now, yeah? Okay, yeah, he said yeah. Okay, you
Cool.
ready?
All right, brilliant. Oh yeah,
Mm.
Danny, stop, Danny. Jeez,
Chill out.
honestly,
You just
every
got
time,
back.
Danny. Every time. I don't know whether he just is trying to get more money out of us or what, but like we can't afford it, Zane. We can't afford it. Anyway, that,
He
ladies and
goes off to
gentlemen,
do Netflix and he comes back and he
I
thinks he's
know.
all this.
He's,
Like,
Mr. Big Time Elfman. What's going on with him? Anyway, for those of you who are listening for the first time and have no idea what we're talking about, this is a little game we play weekly on the show. Batman 360 No Scope. Sometimes Batman No Scope 360, depending on which one of us is doing the intro to it. Where, for those, just to give a quick overview of it, in the comic books, Batman does not kill. He never
no.
murders. He never uses guns. It's one of his core tenants.
Mm.
However, in the movies, he loves a bit of murder. He loves it. So at the moment, every week, I challenge Zane with
That's
3
me.
very simple questions. That is you. That is Zane sitting over there. Say hello, Zane.
Hi.
I challenge Zane with 3 very simple questions. I ask him to identify the Batman movie, the year, and who Batman's killing. And we play an audio clip that he will listen to so that you can hear what's going on. So, guys at home and girls, play along. Join us as we try to identify who Batman is killing. Hit it, Zane. And there you go. So, Zane.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a tricky one this week. Bit of a brain teaser. But I think you might have got it already. You certainly
Yes.
look like you've got the juice up there to provide us with exactly what we're after. So,
I'm going to
Zane,
talk you through my thoughts. Just
please.
how I came to this conclusion.
By the way, I was very, very close to very, very close. Actually, we'll talk about it afterwards. Go on.
So the first part of this sounded so much like the opening to the animated series, like with the gunfire and Danny's music playing.
Yeah.
And then
that music wasn't on the audio. That was Danny just freestyling in the background whilst it was playing. So, I mean, we're gonna have to discipline him on that. But yeah, carry on.
Yeah, he can't help himself.
I know.
But it wasn't until I heard the sort of metal taps, which makes me think it might be like from the grenade from the Batmobile in Batman Returns.
Okay.
No, wait, am I thinking right?
He does this every time, guys. He
Yeah.
confuses himself. It's great. Do
It's
you want to play it one more time?
I think it is. I think it might be the animated series. But I don't.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, why not?
So give me a year and give me what's happening.
92?
Okay.
No, 94.
Okay.
94. And I want to say, is it from I Am the Night episode where the blimp blows up?
So Batman the Animated Series, famous for being a children's program and depicting so much murder on screen with those kids. So, no,
No.
You are very, very wrong, Zane. This was Batman 89.
Oh, it was 89.
And it is when, for those of you playing at home, this is when Batman decides he's had enough of Joker. He's had enough of him playing these games. So he drives right into the middle of the Ace Chemical Factory, gets shot at a load of times, armors up the Batmobile, and then drops a couple of grenades and ends up killing about 300 people in the Ace Chemical, and then just drives off as if nothing happened. I love the fact that as soon as I said drives into Ace Chemicals, you knew exactly what it was going to be.
Completely destroys, like...
Yeah, he just demolishes the entire building as if that's okay. And then Joker's not even in there. He's in a helicopter going, "In the air, Junior Birdman." Also, can we just establish, like, that weird, like, proto armor that Batman's got that shows up over his Batmobile that suddenly makes it just invulnerable to everything.
Except for underneath, isn't it? Because that's what happens in Batman Returns. They manage to hack it. Yeah, I remember.
No, they hack it and take the shield off. Yeah, it's so weird. It's a very weird thing. So no, Zane, I'm afraid you were unsuccessful. Ladies and gentlemen at home, did you guess the Batman 89? Batman kills a lot of people in one go in an Ace Chemical explosion. If you did, pat yourselves on the back, say congratulations, and join us again next week because, oh, believe me, there's more murders to come from Batman. He really loves killing guys on film. He really loves it.
There's no reflection or like at all after that, is there? You just blew it up and that was it.
No, there's nothing. Oh, there's no like ramifications whatsoever. It's just like, oh yeah, Batman's gone mental again.
Burning buildings again.
Yeah.
It's the night in Gotham.
Yeah. Thank God we've got this Wayne Tech Bat Crazy insurance. Yes. Anyway, I almost, the thing I was going to say, and I almost ruined it for you beforehand. When I was in the States, they had the hardcover version of the comic of Batman 89. So they continued on the story after Batman Returns. And yeah, on the back it's got Billy D. Williams as Two-Face.
I've seen it. Yeah,
like, oh, it's so good. But it was $30.
Was it really?
Yeah, I was like, that's too rich for my blood. Like, I can't be dealing with that. Like the book that I bought was about $15.
Okay,
it's a softback. But yeah, a paperback. Sorry. But yeah, I was very tempted. I'm gonna have to pick it up. I might try and pick it up off Amazon actually, because I really want to see. They've also done a Superman 79 or whatever it is. They've done like a Superman version of it as well. So yeah, I might have to pick those ones up. Anyway, yeah, guys. So join us again next week for Batman 360 No Scope. So, Zany baby, do you think it's about time? I think it's about time, don't you, to have some delicious, refreshing adverts?
Oh yes, here is this week's sponsor.
Zane, did you know that I love to surf?
No, I didn't.
I know, it's amazing. You'd never believe it looking at me, but I am an avid surfer. Not of the sea, though. Oh, no. I am a surfer of the World Wide Web, my friend. And let me tell you something. When I go surfing, I definitely need some protection. Not the usual kind of wetsuit, though. I need some VPN. Do you know what VPN means, Zane?
I don't. What's a VPN?
Well, it would be a virtual private network, and let me tell you, we here at Undisputed Nerds are being sponsored this week, and a big thank you to the episode sponsor, Surfshark VPN. You can get Surfshark VPN 83% off and 3 months free, Zane, if you go to surfshark.deals/Undisputed Nerds and enter in the promo code Undisputed Nerds. Surfshark VPN lets you trick your device into thinking it's in another country, which opens up a whole world of content library, Zane. So think about it this way. If you're in the UK, you can watch US Netflix, which has a far bigger selection of movies. You can get all of your Batfleck content that I know you love, Zane. I know you're looking for. If you're outside of the UK as well, you can watch amazing apps like BBC iPlayer. And if you're in the US, you can finally get access back to the old WWE Network with its far superior functionality. We've been using me and Zane have been using
Yeah.
Surfshark here at Undisputed Nerds for a while. It is our official VPN, and it doesn't just let us gain access to all the comic book movies, but it also secures our networks by encrypting internet traffic, keeping our location and download history private, thankfully, so that people can't see me purchasing wetsuits. My favorite feature on the Surfshark, it knows when my phone leaves a trusted connection, like my home or work internet, and it immediately turns on to prevent interference. It's like having, I don't know, Batfleck's Justice League for your phone, Zane.
I
And
know
I know that,
exactly what you mean.
and I know you've got a lot of Batfleck on your phone right now. So sign up to Surfshark today by using our link in the video description below, surfshark.deals/undisputed nerds, where you'll get, again, 83% off and your first 3 months free if you use the code Undisputed Nerds. We really appreciate if you just at least check them out, as they're a great company and we love working with them. Support Undisputed Nerds and support your internet privacy with Surfshark. There we go, everyone. Go out and buy Surfshark. It's great. So, Zane, you and I, this week, we watched, well, I assume you watched it this week. We watched Guardians of the Galaxy, the Christmas special, which, as I said earlier on, it's the end of Phase 4.
Yes.
And it's a little special one-off thing that they did before Guardians 3 is released next year. I think it's out next year.
Yeah.
Zane, I'm trying to remember what exactly happened in this one.
This was so this was a story about cheering up little old Peter on Christmas Day in space, and Drax and Mantis had decided the best way to cheer up Peter was to get his hero and hero of the planet Earth in the 80s, Kevin Bacon.
Yes, the legend that is Kevin Bacon. And not just get him, but kidnap him and bring him back to nowhere. So I guess let's have a quick conversation around this, and just our general thoughts and feelings about it. What was your lasting impression of this one? Did you enjoy this special? We've talked previously about Werewolf by Night on this and how much we enjoyed that. Give me an idea what you thought of this one.
Yeah, for something that's like short, condensed, 45 minutes, I think runtime 45 minutes. I think they did quite a lot in that space of time as well. I thought it was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. It was really funny, of course. To James Gunn's like usual stuff. I really enjoyed it. I think the key thing for me was, I know it's heavily influenced by the Star Wars Christmas special, or inspired, should I say, which is not something I've actually seen, because I know that was like huge in America, but I don't know if it actually came out here in the UK in some sort of shape of
in the 80s or whenever it was.
Yeah.
What the terrifying thing that is the Star Wars Christmas celebration.
I've only seen clips of it, so I've never actually seen it in its full glory.
I could never look at Chewbacca the same way afterwards. Let's put it that way.
Okay. So I understand there's some like unique references to that, like with the opening being animated and such. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was cool.
Cool. What did I think? Oh, thanks for asking, Zane. I
thought you'd come on.
I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it as much as Werewolf by Night, but I think I think it had a quite an uphill struggle with that, because that one was exceptional. I think as far as the show itself was concerned, Pom Klementieff as Mantis was the standout in this one. She was really, really good in this, and I'm glad that she's got more of a responsibility in this than she has done in the previous kind of. She was kind of she was in it quite a bit in 2. Then she wasn't really around in Endgame and Infinity War. She was kind of just like there and not really part of anything. So it's nice that she got to kind of show off a bit of her Mantis chops. It makes me question, because Dave Bautista, who plays Drax, has gone
Hmm.
on record in the past as saying like he's done with Drax after 3, like he's not doing it
Yeah.
anymore, like that's it, he's out. And it makes me wonder if in 3 he's not actually going to have much to do, and neither is Mantis, which is why they've kind of done this as an appeasement to
Ah.
them to say, well, stick with us through this because we'll do a special where it's just you two being featured. Because it just seemed like a very odd, it seemed like a very odd pairing to have, you know, for the Christmas special. And I get
Mm.
why they did it and the wackiness and the stupidity of it, but
Yeah.
also it's kind of, it does make me wonder, maybe they're not going to be in 3 so much, and maybe that's why they're giving them more screen time with this.
Interesting.
Chris Pratt's got new hair. That was weird to see. He's got a new like weird perm kind of thing going on top of his head.
I think
I
that's the same as what he had in Thor:
Yeah, oh well, yeah, in Love and Thunder. Well, you mean that
Love and
film I
Thunder. That's
remember
the one.
like the back of my hand because we all loved it so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just weird. He just I don't know if I like it. It looks like a little like the ball of knitting needle on his head. Anyway,
Wow.
yeah. So anyway, yes, I enjoyed this. The
Mm.
plot was very simple. It was a simple from A to B, go to Earth, grab this
Hmm.
person, come back to B. Um, and the music was really good at this, actually. The opening
Yeah.
music was fantastic. I guess if we kind of talk about like our most standout moments, like I really enjoyed the opening song.
Hmm.
It's surprisingly catchy. I don't know who the guy was under the makeup. Do you know who that was?
No idea.
I'm wondering if it was actually Kevin Bacon in prosthetics, because obviously his band plays. Full spoiler alert for this, by the way, guys, as if it needed it needed explaining. But yeah, full spoiler alert. Yeah, his band he plays with them at the end, and I wasn't sure if it was Kevin Bacon next to Kevin Bacon in makeup.
Oh no, no, no. I thought I had the sense feeling that it was his band.
Let me
Like,
have a quick look. Tell us some
yeah.
of your standout moments whilst I have a quick look.
Standout moments. I guess it's more sort of the detail of things. So, for example, um, I noticed that Drax was wearing like a hoodie, like a
Oh
sleeveless
yeah,
hoodie, which made me think, well, Dave Bautista really does want to be in full body makeup this
yeah,
time round.
yeah.
So he's like, just do the arms and face.
Oh no way! It's not, is it? Hang on. Keep talking, mate. Keep talking. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think now. Groot is jacked for some bizarre reason.
Yeah, he's gone into like he's gone into his bodybuilding teenage years, hasn't he?
I suppose so. Yeah, yeah,
Like late teenage years. So he must be like what 18, 19 in 3 years, I guess.
yeah.
Um, uh, yeah, as far as standout moments for me was concerned, and you know, just going back to it a little bit whilst I'm still looking for this thing. The yeah, I love the music in it. Um,
Hmm.
Kevin Bacon was really good in this. Like, considering he was just playing
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon, I really like it. Like, I thought he was great. It was just really nice to see him. Um, for a minute, I did think it was an advert for the phone company EE when I saw him on screen. There's some British humour for you there, guys, because nobody outside of the UK will know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I thought that was good. I get we'll come on to kind of, I guess it kind of ties in with like biggest surprises, but there were
Mm,
a lot of my kind of standout moments were also like, oh wow, okay, they're doing that with this kind of things, you know, where I was just
yeah.
like, oh, I was not expecting them to take this in that direction. Um, whilst we're kind of talking about this and having discussions about it,
Hmm.
there has been a rumor this week that came out that James Gunn is apparently trying to, because he's taken over as head of creative at DC
Yeah.
Studios. Apparently, he's trying to, what's the right word? Poach Pom Clementif for a role in DC. Apparently, he wants to
Oh,
make her one of the standouts in DC. So,
okay.
whilst I'm still looking at this band thing, do you want to have a theory about who you might think it might be? Somebody said it might be Katana, which I thought was quite a good choice, but not really a main, you know, a main.
Yeah. I got a feeling it'll be someone you wouldn't necessarily think of straight away when you think of DC, because that's what James Gunn likes. He likes the more skewed sort of, maybe, D2C characters, doesn't he? And
He
then kind
does.
of like pushing them to the front. So, not to say that they're D2C, but what about like a Zatanna or something? Like, hmm,
Uh, I can't see. I mean, it's a very good shout as far as a character's concerned, but like,
yeah,
I can't really see Pom Clementi filling in with that. Um,
yeah,
it's whether or not he decides to, because obviously she's of Asian descent, so it's whether or
yeah,
not they go with a character who has Asian origins. Like I always thought she would have been really good as Psylocke in X-Men,
yeah.
on the Marvel side of things, not DC side of things. And it's hard to think of a character that she would be I mean, from a hero perspective, yeah, I don't know. It's hard, isn't it?
Actually, now you said that, I didn't even think about villains. Yeah, because it's kind of like the only other sort of like characters maybe is like if they had like a slightly aged up Cassandra Cain.
Oh
Um,
yeah, Batgirl.
yeah,
Yeah, she'd be great at that. That's a really good shout, mate. Oh, I like that a lot.
yeah.
Oh, I like that a lot, a lot. That's okay. Well, you've just poisoned my head with that. That's now I'm never going to be happy unless she's Batgirl. Regardless, all the acting in this is really like
Mm,
it's very well done. For they're obviously very confident with their characters. They know their characters very well in and out.
hmm.
It's so yeah, it's it is what it is. As you said, it's nothing groundbreaking. It's not going to set the world on fire. It is just a nice little Christmas special. Um, but it did have some really big surprises thrust in there,
Yeah,
which I was one of which I was very shocked about. I don't know if it's comic accurate or not, but we'll kick off and then you can follow up if that's okay.
hmm.
Um, Mantis is Star Lord's half sister.
Mm, yeah,
So she is a child of Ego, the living planet in the
yeah.
MCU, as is also Star Lord. Um, Thoughts on that? That is not comic accurate, is it? Mantis
No,
and Peter Quill are not related at all in the books.
no.
So, thoughts on that?
I guess for the MCU, it makes sense because I guess one of the biggest like mysteries is why was Mantis on the Ego planet to begin with? Like, besides helping him fall asleep, I don't think they ever kind of really divulge into that any deeper.
No.
So, yeah, I guess it kind of helps fill that tiny plot hole, but cool. Yeah, it's, why not?
I guess it gives a bit more emotional weight than just he's sad about Gamora not being around. So Gamora is not
Yeah.
in this at all. She is absent. She's AWOL. She's absent without
Mm.
leave. Um, Thoughts on that, Zany boy? Were you disappointed to not see Zoe Saldana in this? I kind of was, but I understand why.
A little bit, yeah. But I guess it kind of adds to, like you say, the emotional drive for the special Christmas reveal at
Yes.
the end. So yeah, I kind of really connected with his character when everything lit up. I was like, this is
Yeah.
probably one of the best sort of like scenes. It's just a 360 shot of his reaction, but I
Yeah.
was like, this is amazing. It's really good.
It hit me right in the feels. Like
Mm,
and then when it was revealed, when she revealed to him that she was his sister, I was like, oh, that's really nice. That's a nice
mm.
reaction, the way
Yeah.
he's reacted to that and stuff like that. To be honest with you, the thing that kind of it it felt really sad for me because it was like, this is the end, man. Like this is
Yeah.
it. Like we're never gonna after the third film, which is coming out not long from now. I think it is. I think it's
Mm,
either summer this year or like maybe towards the end of the year. But like we're never gonna see this iteration of the Guardians again. Like this will
mhm.
be it. One of them's definitely Guns confirmed one of them's dying,
Yeah.
definitely. So yeah, it made me genuinely like choke up a little bit. I was very sad to see it. The other surprise that I was shocked at was that they bought Nowhere, the
Yeah.
Celestial Head. They bought it from the Collector, and it's now their base of operations. So they've got like the Guardians, I guess, have a base, which is
Have a
I was kind of
home.
like, yeah, they've
Yeah.
got a home, which I was like, okay, that's fair enough. I'm genuinely surprised at that, but cool, I guess.
Yeah, I guess this is kind of a newer concept as well, because in Jason Aaron's run of the Avengers, they have a headquarters in a Celestial's head.
I wonder what you were going to say then.
And
They've got a
that's what
headquarters in a celestial balls. That's what we wanted you to say, Zane.
and that's what kicks off like the summer event with Avengers versus the Eternals that
Oh yeah,
happens
okay.
recently. So yeah, but yeah, it's kind of cool. They've got a home now. This visually speaking, I know this was something that we're going to lead on later on, but visually speaking, it felt like this was a very tight budget. Like there's
Yes.
only nowhere and
Earth.
scenes in LA,
Yeah.
like real scenes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you. I agree. Yeah. I wonder if they did that budget wise, or if it was just a time thing. Like they only had a certain amount of time to play
Wow.
around with, so they had to establish what was going on, do the thing, and then come back to finish off the big reveal.
Hmm.
Like you said, it was only 45 minutes, so I'm wondering if that's more limiting to that, possibly. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it hurt it. It wasn't.
No.
It looked great, like especially when, like you mentioned earlier on, the big Christmas reveal at the end looked
Hmm.
fantastic. I was like, oh, that looks really good, like with all the lights and everything, and like
Yeah.
the 360 angle around. It looked fantastic. Also, the CGI of Groot looked good, although it did look a little bit wobbly this time. I thought like he looked like he wasn't there, which
Yeah.
I never thought that about Groot before, but this one I kind of did. Did you feel that as well, or is it just me?
I, I I would have said the Rocket presence was more questionable.
Oh,
I
okay,
think
yeah,
Rocket has like, you know, barely 2 minutes of screen time in this. And again, that could be a budget thing, that could be whatever. But
oh
yeah, I thought that more so for Rocket, because there was just certain cuts where it's just him standing on his own looking at a present or whatever.
yes,
Uh, that's a
yeah,
surprise. We need to. I forgot Bucky's arm.
oh
He's got
yeah.
Bucky's arm for
Nebula's got
Christmas.
Bucky's arm. Yeah, that's weird. That was weird. Um, yeah, that I don't know. I don't quite. No, I don't know. There was a couple of other things that came out of it as
Mm,
well. Cosmos now like on nowhere, which is the way it should
yes.
be. And good boy Cosmo, you're the absolute best. I love you. Um, so yeah, he's now becoming more of a presence within, because he was in Guardians 1, I think, very briefly. I think he
Yes.
was in one of the collectors like cells or something. Or
Yeah.
maybe you see him or something, but like in the books, he runs nowhere. So like and in the game as well, if you've played the Guardians of the Galaxy game and stuff, he's
Ah.
he's heavily featured in that. Um I love Cosmo. He's one of the best characters like that Marvel ever came up with. It's just a great idea. And he's so cute. Like he's so cute. You know, telepathic and telekinetic dog. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Um, so he was in this. The other thing that was interesting was that I can't remember the character's name. I'm sorry, it's gone from my head. But the guy who's taken over the Ravagers now that Yondu's dead,
Yes.
it's Sean Gunn, isn't it? It's
Hmm.
James
Yeah.
Gunn's
Yeah.
brother. He's had Yondu's arrow control thing installed in his head,
Yes.
but he
Uh,
can't control it yet.
yeah. Well, yeah. He says not well, doesn't he? He says I
Yeah, he
can't
says it's
control
Kevin
it
Bacon.
well.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I wonder if that's going
mm.
to play into 3 as we start to kind of move on to talking about theories and things.
Do you think like he's going to accidentally kill someone, or
Possibly, maybe he kills Rocket.
he's so bad with it he ends up dead because he can't put up a good fight?
Yeah, it could be that. It could be that. I don't know. I can see it. I mean, James Gunn might kill his brother in the most ridiculous of ways. That would be quite amusing. Um, but yeah, I just thought it was interesting. I don't know why they would have bothered to put that in there if it wasn't going to lead to something. Do you know what I mean? It
Mm.
seems a very odd throwaway comment for something that is, so we know exactly what that arrow can do.
Hmm. Yeah.
It just
No,
yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, as far as other things that are going on, obviously we talked briefly about the rumor that one of them's going to die, and then
Hmm.
James Gunn confirmed that rumor. I mean, I personally think it's going to be Rocket.
Yeah.
Just based on all the material. Somebody actually analyzed quite well. So in the promos, you've probably seen this, Zane, but in
Hmm.
the promos for Guardians, all the titles always end up denoting who dies in the film. So in the first
Oh,
one, it was like this it looked wooden Guardians of the Galaxy kind of like title, where it's like the
I
Guardians was
see.
written in wood, and
Yeah.
then Groot dies at the end of one. And then in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, it was this neon blue like Guardian sign, and then Yondu
Right.
dies at the end of Guardians 2. And this
Ah,
time it's red, it's yellow and black like Rocket's outfit.
I see.
So
Yeah,
that's why
yeah, yeah.
everyone's just like, Rocket's gonna die. Which
Ah,
is it sucks
interesting.
so bad. I so don't want
Mm,
Rocket to die, but I think he's probably prime on the chopping block. What would be interesting is now that they've revealed that Mantis is Peter Quill's sister, it will
hmm.
be interesting to see if they put some emotional weight behind that in the third one, and he
Yeah.
has to make a decision as to whether he tries to save Gamora,
Hmm.
even though she doesn't love him, or his sister.
I
Like
see what you
if there
mean.
comes down to like this choice between family and and his lost love kind of thing.
Yeah.
um I think probably Nebula's going to snuff it as well. I think this is the end. This is
Yeah.
the end of the road for Karen Gillan in Guardians. I think she's been great. Can I just say her arc has been fantastic.
Absolutely amazing. So good. It's interesting to think, isn't it? Like they've been around for such a long time.
I know.
And
2014, the first one came out.
2014, and
It's nearly 10 years.
they've had a bumpy journey as well because the first movie was so hot.
Yeah.
Second movie, I think it was well received, but I don't know. For me personally, I was like, this isn't my favorite. And then there's the reactions from Infinity War and Endgame because a lot of people got annoyed with Peter
Yeah.
when it came to Thanos and stuff. So it's been a really rocky road for their characters.
Yeah, I mean, the first one was just blew everyone away. The second
Mm.
one, I think everyone agreed the second one was great, just not as good as the first.
Hmm.
And then Infinity War. I mean, I think it's people not understanding reactions to things as well. And how you'd
Yeah,
react if the person who killed your partner was right in front of you. You don't know how you'd react. So you know,
exactly.
plus it had to happen that way. That's
Hmm.
that's the way it is. Somebody was. I saw a really interesting theory actually. Just we'll tangent just slightly. This is not about Guardians now. This is about Ant-Man. But somebody
Okay.
was saying was that the theory was that Doctor Strange,
Hmm.
when he wasn't, when he was looking at the futures, he
Yeah.
wasn't just looking at the future of Thanos. He was looking at the future of what is to come, because
Ooh.
he somebody theorized that he needed everything to go exactly as it went in order for Ant-Man to get stuck in the quantum realm. Because
Ah, right.
if you watch it, it all has to line up at exactly the perfect time, so that
Hmm.
when the snap goes off, Ant-Man is in the quantum realm, so that he's then able to come out of the quantum realm and save everything. So it
Hmm.
wasn't actually that Tony would make the ultimate sacrifice. It was so that Ant-Man would be the one who was stuck outside of time to be able to then do that.
To
And
save
then
them.
it puts more importance on Ant-Man as a central figure for the Avengers coming up with Kang and
Mm.
everything. Um, I wonder
Which
if
might.
I wonder if he is going to be the central warning beacon for the Avengers and everything, to know that Kang is here or coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that's he would have to be right because
Or
everything
Loki.
kind.
It's either him or
Yeah,
Loki,
that's
isn't
true.
it?
Yeah, yeah. But here's a thought going into that. Gamora's a variant.
Oh yeah. No, no, she's not a variant.
No.
She's a time anomaly, isn't she? Because
Okay.
she's from the same universe, just a
Yeah,
previous version of her. So she's not an anomaly from another reality. She's the same Gamora, just 6 years younger, or however much it was.
I see.
Because they've established that if you hop into another reality and try and stay there,
Hmm.
it will probably cause the reality to fracture and to be destroyed.
Yeah.
but they haven't done that for time. You can go back in time or forward in time and not worry about that kind of thing, if that makes sense.
I see what you mean. Yeah. But it
So yeah,
could be a reason why Kang turns up anyway, because there's that, and because there was 2 nebulas at one point, wasn't there?
yes, there was. There were.
Mm.
Well, that's the biggest thing is look at that as an example, because
Yeah.
Nebula killed her younger self, but Nebula's still alive.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does that make her a variant, or does it, that this is where you get into like head scratching territory, and why Back to the Future was a pretty good explanation of time travel, honestly. Tony calling it BS, honestly, how dare you?
Wasn't that
But yeah.
Hulk?
No, it was when he talks to Ant-Man and he's like, you're not basing everything on Back to the Future, because that's... But yeah, I'm so super excited to see Ant-Man. I'm so super excited to see Guardians 3. The High Evolutionary, he's going to be amazing. He was amazing in Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Like, it's Adam Warlock's going to come into this now, and we're going to see what he's got to offer. There's so many good things coming up in Guardians. I think it makes sense that Rocket will die, probably because the High Evolutionary, I think in the books, isn't High Evolutionary the one who creates Rocket? I think he actually, sort of, yeah. So it makes sense that he'd be the one to go out on him. He's probably going to end up dying to kill the High Evolutionary or something like that. Yeah, like, this is like Marvel's getting exciting again, like legit exciting again, because I'm going to be honest with you, Zane, it's been a bit of a hard slog getting through most of Phase 4.
Yes.
And I'm hoping this is a lesson that they've learned to streamline and move forward. I was saying when I was in the States, I don't think they need to... I think now they should refocus on the MCU, calling it the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and say, okay, you've got the MCU, that is our main canon storyline. We're then going to make these other television shows. You don't have to have watched these other television shows to know what's going on in the MCU. Because I'm sorry, 40 plus hours of content to understand what is happening in the MCU is too much. It's way too much. It was the same problem with the Matrix tried to do it years and years ago with Reloaded, where they tried to tell the story over different mediums, across anime, across books, across games, and it didn't work. And then you had these big holes of things where it's just like, well, what the hell happened there?
Yeah.
And it's the same stuff. The very limit that you can get to is 18 hours with this, and that's 18 hours worth of films, because Infinity War and Endgame were like 8 hours long, basically, together.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting idea, but I guess the only problem is it's like they want to introduce so many new characters, like Wonder Man. I don't know if you saw the announcement, but Wonder Man is getting his own TV show, and it's kind of like, okay, that might work, because can you really give Wonder Man a movie? It's not going to be the same pulling power, is it?
Not necessarily, but anything can work. I would argue that Shang-Chi was not a mainstream character, and yet he got his own movie, and it worked. So I just think they need to definitely. The one thing that is from everyone I've spoken to who has watched all of the Phase 4 stuff, the overarching thing that I get from it is fatigue, where they're just tired of having to watch so much stuff now. Where it's like, it's great content, but like, it was better when it's just like, okay, you have maybe 1 or 2 shows that focus on the main MCU, and then the rest of it is in films. Done. Fine. Sorted. And then any other things that you want to do, just do it ad hoc, like Werewolf by Night. Doesn't affect the MCU, really. It's cool to see these characters, but it's its own standalone vision, and, it's just a nice little piece.
Yeah.
For nerds like us.
For nerds like us. Do you think James Gunn was telegraphing that he was going to DC from this? Because there's a few moments where, one, Kevin Bacon says he's Batman or Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And there's another moment as well where
you're going to talk about the Hollywood Walk of thing, aren't you?
The map, and it has all different stars.
And John Cena's on it.
John Cena's on it. I think Margot Robbie was on it as well.
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't think he was telegraphing it, but I mean, hey, it makes sense, doesn't it? Because he is now. I can't wait to see what it's gonna like the gun era. Oh boy, I'm excited. Based on Peacemaker and Suicide Squad. Oh, I cannot wait. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be so good. Watch Peacemaker, Zane. You still haven't seen all of it. You need
I
to
know.
watch it.
I need
Watch
to
it. It's
crack
really
on.
good. You're gonna love it by the end. Anyway, guys, what was your favorite thing about the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special? Did you enjoy it? What do you think's coming up in Phase 5 that we're going to be shocked and surprised at? Let us know. Zane, how can they get in touch with us?
You can email us, nerdsundisputed@gmail.com. I said that wrong. I'm going to say it one more time. nerdsundisputed@gmail.com. Of course, you can follow us on all your favorite social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. All of those are at undisputed_nerds. Lastly, you can follow us on Discord now. So feel free to join the server, be part of the community. Feel free to upload memes. We've got different channels, I think they're referred to, categories. So yeah, jump into the Discord. Go on, what are you going to say?
No, I wasn't going to say anything. Just to say, for those of you who want to follow me, I'm on Twitch, twitch.tv/gentlemanlygamer. You can also find me at the Instagram @gentlemanlygamer. For those of you who have stuck around this long and were hearing our earlier conversation, the other name for Ursa was Feora, Zane.
Oh,
That
I
is
was
who
so
you were
close.
thinking of. Yes. So there you go. It's the same character, just different names. So yeah, I think that's about it. I've no idea what we're going to talk about next week. Any ideas, Zane?
No.
Put you on the spot. I put you on the spot. I'm sorry. Guys, you know us. We'll think of something. So keep an eye out on all the social media platforms. Maybe we'll give a little announcement, or hey, drop us a suggestion on any of them. And yeah, Zane, it's good to be back, baby.
Likewise. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Good to see all of you out there. All right, guys, have a good weekend. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.